it would just be really, really busy. And I also thought committing a whole day to going up a mountain maybe is a bit risky if it works or not with signal and stuff.
Sure, yeah, fair play.
It would just be really awkward if it didn't work and we were stuck on a mountain for 5 hours. We can't exactly be like, can you stop the train?
Well, it's locally recorded. Yeah, that ain't gonna do it.
Will you guys do board games in Wales? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we will.
Why not? Never say never, as Justin Bieber said.
He also said never do Fent, but look at him now.
That's true. I might have mixed the two.
He sold his music recently. Yeah, 200 million. Is that all it was worth? Which is a crazy statement to say.
For $2. I think he could have waited and got more, but
I think so. I read about it. Apparently, he didn't own a lot of the percentage of his music. Like he only owned like 20% because there's so many people featuring on it and like writing credits and stuff like that. So he actually didn't have a lot of stake to sell.
So he probably got a good deal there. Would you ever sell CdawgVa, ConnorDawg, ConnorClips, CdawgVa's?
Well, you know this is a thing, right?
It is?
Yeah, people sell so when some creators really need money, like maybe they fucked up and their taxes are due and they just committed tax fraud and got caught, you can sell the future ad revenue on your channel.
What?
Yeah, this is like a pretty common thing.
People will buy $6?
Well, when I say people, I mean...
Yeah, the big streamers.
Just anyone but Pete. You don't pass the credit check.
I don't blame them there.
There's been a couple of famous cases on YouTube of like YouTubers who didn't realize they did pay tax.
That'll be my rabbit hole tonight.
Yeah. And so you can basically say like, hey, I get this many views. Can you give me like, I don't know, 50K up front, and for the next year you get all of the money I make on ad revenue.
It's like how Chicago sold the parking lots.
Yeah, and it is exactly like that. You'll get cash up front, but you'll probably get, if let's say you would have got like really, and if you'd have waited, you would have got 65,000 or something right over the year. You'd lose 15,000 getting it up front, and then hopefully you don't need any more money after that.
I hope I don't make any more money. I'm tired of being.
Yeah, and I think there's stipulations in these agreements where you'd have to, which also then that's got to be stressful.
Yeah.
But
always pay your double taxes.
Yeah. No. Well, I did when I got a first. I had my first time I'd ever gotten like an agent, like an American agent. I was like, this is like serious business. They must be like really cool and intense. And they were like, Connor, we'd love you to like meet the clients. And we go to this meeting and they'd be like, yeah, we're thinking about doing this. And then the agent would just go, we think Connor would be a great fit for this. Just like a wrecking ball. There's no subtlety. And I was embarrassed sitting there because I'm like, this guy's just trying to be like, politely be like, no. And you're like, Connor? ? And then afterwards, when the guy would be like, nah, we're kind of, we want like for something else. He's like, no, I really think Connor is a good fit for this. And then afterwards, he'd be like, I think that went really well. And I was like, I think that
they refused us outright.
I was like, I really had a different read of that, and I was like, maybe I don't need an agent. Maybe I should just not do this at all.
Did you end up representing yourself for a while?
I think I swapped to a different agent, and then I just kind of realized most agents are kind of like that, where like they're pretty just kind of like oblivious to having cues, and they just kind of insert themselves and really like push. And sometimes that's what you need, which is the bad part, right? Like sometimes you need someone who's just like, man, Pete's the goat, you got to get Pete on this. And then they'll be like, nah, we're good. And they're like, I really think you guys. And they'll be like, here's 4 pence, like.
And then it sucks when they go to other clients and like, the Pete's agent is like always like, do this.
Yeah.
I want to work with them.
But then I had like, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the stream. I maybe I have one time. I had an agent that he was like a big shot, and he first time I met him, he had a car, like a nice car, and the second time I met him, he had a different car. Have I told you the story?
I've never heard it.
And you know this one. Okay, I must say it on stream if Paul knows it. And I remember asking him, I was like, oh, nice, man, like what happened to the other car? He's like, dude, it sucks. I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, I hit a homeless guy.
What?
And I was like, what? I was like, what happened? Is he okay? And he goes, well, you know, the car was fine. And I don't know what happened afterwards with him. He's like, I have really good lawyers. And I was like, what? Wow. And in my head I was thinking, like, what? Did you put lawyers on a homeless guy? What is he gonna do? Sue you?
Or like, you didn't check in his medical?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? So he didn't check anything about it, and he just like let this guy, I guess, perish.
Or
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there. So that was just weird.
Was he like, I don't like driving that car anymore. I always just call it the homeless hitter.
Well, so the car was fine apparently, but it needed some work done. So he had a lease, and he was like, "Isn't this new car sick?" It was like a fucking McLaren or something ridiculous. And then he took me to like a lunch spot where he was like, "Dude, this is like Jay-Z's lunch spot. It's private entry only." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, it's like a club. You gotta spend a lot of money." I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, how I got a curiosity, how much you have to spend?" He's like, like $2K a month." And I was like, damn, that's expensive for like a food place.
That's you and Naps by the first week.
Yeah, I know, right? And then I was like, oh, but like, it's cool that, I guess it's free, so you can maybe get your money. So he's like, no, it's not. You pay for everything. Oh. So you pay like $2K a month to join this exclusive club that Jay-Z might show up at. And
that's so dumb.
And then the main course was like $60. And then when we go in this restaurant, they could sit about... It was empty. It was an exclusive club that cost like $12K a year to be a part of, and no one else was there.
I wonder how many businesses are propped up in LA like that, or wherever. It's got to be hundreds. You know, Shang. Dropping like, yeah, you know, Jay-Z. It's a compliment to say, oh yeah, Ian showed me this place. Like,
yeah.
Like there's, it's weird that one way it can be like this cool thing where you're like, oh sick, I like Ian and his food choices.
Yeah. To just put up with you.
But you tell me, you're like, oh yeah, Taco Bell's down the road.
How many they can seat? They could seat about 50, 60 people, Chet. And in this restaurant, there was nobody during the lunchtime. And then the food was good. I won't lie. Like it was good. I didn't pay, but I remember I ordered like literally just a grilled chicken, and it was $60. I remember that.
Oh my god.
And I remember, because dude, so many people want to like entertain, right? These company hot shots or whatever, and they want to take you out for dinner. I went to the one of those in Tokyo.
Oh.
It's called the like Tokyo America Club.
Oh, you went there once, right?
No, I went to the Roppongi. There's that one, and there's the Roppongi 50.
Yes, yeah.
It's like the American
I'll come back.
That American company took you out? That's crazy. I'm American Pete. Why aren't I allowed? That's terrifying. That car was bigger than the road.
Yeah, these roads are dicey.
The Black Sheep. I've never seen one. There's a Chris Farley movie.
We kind of back. We're hovering about 1.5K bit rate, so it might come and go, basically. I don't know where I got to. Where did I get to in the story, Jeff?
You said that you name dropped a huge American executive.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that John Halo took you to the American Club.
Yeah, I don't know. Where do we get to in the story? Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like an embassy, bro. The amount of security and stuff they have, and like, it's ridiculous. It's so absurd.
I think my favorite part, since nobody can hear this anyway, is that Ian.
Oh, it's live now.
Guess I can't
Before
say
you
that
say
part.
before.